happiest of Mondays. Just another manic Monday. Today sucked at work, by the way. But welcome to Mr. Best Reviews channel. We have James for the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel here with us to recap the finale of the Housewives of New Jersey and the mess that it was. Because it was mess.
Ridiculous.
Doesn't make any sense. Be sure to check the link in the description of this video to James's channel. Subscribe. We will be recapping Braxton Family Values. It's back this Friday. We also will be going over, once it returns, Love and Marriage Huntsville on his channel, and Family Empire Houston once it returns, and Housewives of Dubai.
This Wednesday, y'all. Don't miss, because I'm telling you, Chanel and Yan ain't safe. So, yes.
All your shows took a break at the same time.
That's which was wonderful funny. Because I needed that break because there was no way. Y'all don't understand how hard it was for me to get Wi-Fi because my phone does not like StreamYard. So, yes. Yeah, we here. We back. And trust me, ain't nothing short of a good time, especially here today.
Yes, we are going to have fun today going over this episode. So this episode's title, When All Is Said and Done, which I thought was an appropriate title. Before we start, because it's the finale, so we always do things a little different, I'm going to tell you that Dolores got on my nerves this episode. Dolores really got on my nerves this episode. Everybody else gave what I thought they would, but Dolores really aggravated me this episode, and we will explain why once we get there.
I was going to say, yes. It started from the moment she swizzed that car up in Marge's parking lot. I was like, oh, not you doing all that. Okay.
Just extra.
Okay, just extra for no reason. That big ass fan. I mean, you sit over there swinging it like that. I was like, oh, Dolores, this ain't good.
That's how you know that's a Paul's car. Now, Jennifer Fessler goes to see Marge, and Jennifer Fessler, I'm crying because Margaret tells her of the funeral arrangement that she sent to Teresa, which I thought was funny. People are like, oh, it's Housewife Gold. I think we need to readjust our standards for Housewife Gold. And Marge does say that Jackie is dead to her. And I don't blame her for this. I don't like how Jackie is being toward Marge, especially. Marge really did. If there's anybody on the show that Marge actually was loyal to, defended, went to bat for, it was definitely Jackie. So it's kind of annoying to see the treatment change. But Marge also says that she has another bomb to drop related to Jackie, which we will see towards the end of the episode. And later we see Dolores come in. Dolores explains what the meeting with Teresa was about. And this is where Margaret does admit, because they're discussing the whole situation. Hi, Jen Bunny. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you as always. Lord help us, because Jim Bunny, these people got on my nerves this episode.
Right, mine too.
Got on my last nerve, and that's just the truth. Lord. Y'all, Marge admits to talking to Louie's ex, which I'm glad that Marge admitted to talking to the ex. But Marge does say that she has not met with the ex in person. She says that she has only met with her after the situation where Louie hired private investigator Bo Dietl, who investigated and violated and offended everyone on the cast. And Bo Dietl ended up giving Marge's son's information at his work to Louie, and Louie threatened her son at his place of employment, all these crazy things. So after Marge's family was threatened, she's like, I'm going to talk to his ex, which does sound valid, because seasons ago, before anybody really knew Louie and the women just knew, oh, Teresa's dating a new guy and this is the name, there's been rumors that these women were speaking about. Because from the moment he started dating the housewife, stuff started coming out about him from his exes. This is before Bo Dietl. This is before any of the issues. So Chip Buddy said, I heard they were a mess. Whew. Lord. It's just a disaster. Marge is looking credible. One thing about Marge is she's going to tell the truth and have the receipts. And some people view her receipts as messy, but in this episode, her receipts cleared her. So listen, They cleared her. Feel how you feel about Marge, but at the very least, she have receipts. Now, what I did not like, James, is Dolores, because Dolores starts to get upset when Marge says that Dolores was also invited to her house for the meetup prior to the reunion after the ladies found out that Louie was looking into them and all these things. That alleged meeting that took place at Marge's house that Teresa was mad about, Marge says Dolores was invited to as well, which I believe, because if we go back a couple reunions, Dolores confirmed knowing about it and not saying she's not okay with it. Now she's hollering at Marge in Marge's house, by the way. I don't know how the Italians do it, but let me tell you something in the Black community. You're not going to come up in my house and yell at me like that. I'm not going to come up in your
And
house.
it wasn't even the fact that she yelled. It was what she called her that I had a problem with.
You
You ain't
call
gonna
it
call me
okay?
see you next Tuesday in my house sitting on my couch. You not finna do that.
Right, right. That
When
I
I
still haven't
when I
gotten
told
past the hollering in
right when
my
I would
house.
have told you if you don't take your big bag ass back in that big ass fam and roll your ass back to your townhouse. I know you not yelling at me in my damn house. I know. Marge got too much respect for that's how I could tell they scared the hell of that shit right there.
Yeah.
Proved to me that they all are scared of her. They really are.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
no, because I was really pissed off with that. Like, this is where Dolores first started to annoy me. Listen, Marge explained that she did not talk to the ex until Louie came for her son. He had been sending a private investigator to watch them and all of that. It seems like the breaking, the thing that broke the ice, the final straw for her was when her son's, not just her son being contacted, but his place of employment, his livelihood, how he makes his money. That's not okay. You played with this woman's child, and now you're mad that she talked to your already mad ex who was already talking to the press. Now you're mad. Dolores has no right to yell because she swears, I didn't go. I wasn't invited. Dolores, you know you was invited. And the way that you was yelling and the way that vein popped out your head, I believe Marge. I believe Dolores was invited. I believe Dolores knew about it. Hell, she's confirmed it a time or two in the past. And it was kind of like the guilty thing, because her knowing about it, whether she went or not, to Teresa is a form of betrayal, and they've known each other forever. So that's how I felt on it. Dolores is unreliable in this group for loyalty. That's my final statement before I get James's opinion. She's unreliable with this group for loyalty. They all just kiss her ass for whatever reason. They either scared of her, like James said, or they're kissing her ass because she's so close to Teresa. But she will never be loyal to anybody outside of Teresa, and that's okay. I respect her for it. What I don't respect about Dolores is she tries to make it seem like she's neutral. You are not neutral. You're just more coofed. That's it. That's it.
100% agree.
Lord.
100%. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me make something. I want to put my context into it. Now, I do believe Dolores knew, but I think we're missing the wording. I think Marge told her maybe a week before the shit was gonna happen, and not the day before, like Dolores was claiming. You did not tell me the day before and how she was throwing them tantrums. And I'm like, maybe she didn't, but you knew for sure that that was going to happen. Maybe she didn't tell you the day before, but she definitely told you maybe a week ago, hey, be at my house because we going in on Teresa. And I would have respected Dolores more and say, look, I ain't on no smear campaign for no Teresa. That's why I didn't go. Because at the end of the day, my loyalty was her because I've known her longer than anybody sitting here. So my loyalty is with Teresa. I would have had so much more respect for her if she would just admit that.
Because everybody, the thing of it is, everybody would respect it. When you've known somebody, when you go past that 10-year mark, I feel like that gives you the right to be like, I don't care if you right, I don't care if you wrong. I'm gonna defend my friend to the end of time. Like, some people should get that right from you. James has that from me. Leona has that from me. Some of my close friends, like, that's about it. It shouldn't be too many people. There's literally not too many people. But I don't care if he did do something wrong. I'm gonna leave that nobody go.
Absolutely. I don't care what I don't care what Mrs. Best did. I'm not coming to no smear campaign, and then I'm not finna sit on your couch knowing you doing this to my best friend. I don't really, as of that, I know I'm on a show, so I know I got to get my check, so I am gonna sit there, and I know you gonna understand by myself like this. Look, you know where my loyalty lies. I am loyal to Teresa by far, like by a fault. Like it is that fault is deep. This is 30 years deep. I'm sorry, ma'am. Whatever little shit you got ain't gonna detour my mind. And I would rather her do that because that's how it comes off when she gets angry, huffing and puffing and jogging in place in this lady's house like this. And we're supposed to be like, oh yeah, Dolores, you cool. No, that was foul as hell. And Margaret better than me. Because I'm telling you, Dolores would have got cussed out.
She
I
would
wouldn't
have
care what
gotten
she did.
cussed out or put
And
the
I would have,
hell out
or
or
I would have
both.
threw one of them croissants or whatever that shit was they had at her
Cronut.
face. Yeah, I would have threw that
Right.
shit at her. Something would have happened.
Like, you better stop
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
with
in
me
my house. Like, yeah,
before I smear this
in
on
my
your
shit.
detox. You got a whole
Go
new face from the moment
for
we
real.
first
You
saw
better
her.
go somewhere, Dolores. I didn't like that shit at all. I was pissed. And as I said, I feel like Dolores knew. Maybe she didn't know to come the day before. Maybe Marge didn't reach out. I'll give her that because that's two different things. Like, I think she knew, but how Marge said it, I don't think that that's how it happened. I think two things are true at the same time. And
Yeah.
Marge probably just doesn't remember her not reaching out to Dolores the day before, maybe a week before. She knew she told her.
But she
So
told her is the
yeah, she knew
point.
she told her. Yeah, she
Yeah.
knew she told her. Yeah, but she just didn't know when. I think that that's what
And
the
with
context was.
Dolores too, I feel like most of these cast members know come at her with facts and truth because she'll call
Yep,
the BS. So I don't
yep.
think Marge would have tried to BS Dolores. I don't. I really don't. But even if she did, would it be the worst thing? Because Dolores is friends with a professional, you know what her. I'm just saying.
When I tell you, I ain't never seen such loyalty in all my life. Like, dang, I need a friend like I have a friend like that. I have a few friends like Dolores. I do, but to actually see it emulated, because I can't see when y'all are like this. I can't see when my friends are like this, y'all. I can't see it. So to actually see it, I'm like, yeah, that's Mrs. Best right there. She finna cut up, call that lady, see you next Tuesday and everything for me. That's
Not
yep,
in her
that's
house
Mrs.
though. I know better
I
than
don't
that.
know. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever test that theory, but I
No.
would like to believe. If it ain't Dolores loyalty, I don't want it. That's how I'm gonna put
He
it.
said, I don't want it. Damn. That's a good way. No, I think we could agree there though. We could definitely agree there. I need
Yeah.
that same loyalty too from
I need
everyone.
that. I need that Dolores. We gonna call it the Dolores loyalty. I need that Dolores loyalty because I ain't never seen somebody ready to wreak havoc in somebody else's house over a lady that is causing all this. That's
Right.
loyalty. I'm telling you.
Don't make no sense.
Mhm.
So we then see Danielle go to see Rachel. Melissa also comes by. I do agree. Louie is shady. No one likes him. Danielle wants to talk to Jen. That's all I'm gonna say about this meeting because it really didn't give. This is why I don't feel Melissa should be a housewife. She's kind of boring. Yeah, I was bored. Do you have anything to add to the scene?
No, move on.
Okay. Moving on along. Danielle decides to text her dad. I'm sorry, we're going to move quickly. I am sick of this storyline. Your dad is there for you, there for your children, friendly and kind, and there for your husband. You're mad at him because he did not choose sides when you sounds like you threw a fit at your brother's wedding. Listen, I got issues with my siblings sometimes from time to time. We're not perfect, but my siblings, I think we can all say, like, if someone's like getting married or graduating from like a program, college, whatever it may be, like, there's been times the family was beefing, but we'll come together and smile for a graduation. We'll come together and smile for, an event that like matters to like an elder or something. You know what I mean? Like, ugh. Jen said Red Lobster Louie. Damn. He does look like a lobster though, especially how his hair sticks up. And it is perfectly red, like right before the lobster is fully done when you steam it. That's what it looks like.
Stop making me hungry.
Lobsters. I was watching stuff on Hawaii and I was looking up some sort of hibachi something, and they were making lobster and it was drizzling butter and seasonings. Oh my
Didn't I
god.
just say stop making me hungry?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, you just did it again.
Damn.
Lord Jesus.
Look at that. Messing up the church's money. I
Okay, for real.
apologize.
I'm hungry as hell. You over there playing with me.
Oh
You know I
Lord.
love lobster.
I know, I'm
What we on, Danielle?
Oh, yeah. She texted her dad. I'm sick of the storyline. Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
Yes, Bravo in that call center. I don't want to see this again. This lady has dragged and milked the hell out of this. For dear God. I mean, I don't even think that seed has any more juice. The way that she has milked this. First of all, Danielle, you are petty as hell. First off, the fact that your husband has to coach you on talking to your own damn daddy is ridiculous.
Mm.
All you got to do is take your big head ass in that fucking Escalade and drive up to your daddy house to see him if you want to talk to him so goddamn bad.
You know what I think she's doing? When
Oh,
she
she
first
irritates me.
came on New Jersey as a new housewife, a lot of people didn't like her, felt like she was thirsty. She was obviously a big fan also of the show. This show from the beginning, when you think of storylines and things that made it like popular, all of the ladies knew each other or were related to each other in some way. I feel like she uses the rift of family issues, family drama. I feel like she watched the other ladies kind of use that for storylines on the show and, you know,
It
trying to
will
do the
work
same
if
thing
the
because it
situation were
seems so
serious.
forced.
Yeah, it would work if the
Yeah,
situation were more serious.
but it's
This is some
not.
goofy shit. Like, realistically, is real goofy. And I get what you're saying about Danielle because I noticed. You know what's funny? I watched this episode 3 times. The first time I watched it with the intention like, oh, she eating Jen ain't enough. Yeah, get her. But when I watched it the second time, I said, oh, wait, whoa. You are kind of moving in a jealous rage. I
Yeah.
think it does bother her that she isn't the like most wealthiest woman on this show.
Yeah,
And I
she's
hate
talked
that
about
she's
that from the beginning.
yeah, and I hate that she has that envious spirit because it's like, girl, look, at the end of the day, none of these women, maybe Jen Aiden did have, I think she did have her house before the show. I think she did. I don't remember. But like half these women didn't have half of what you had when they first got on this show, Teresa included. So I wouldn't even feel away. This is your first couple of seasons. Like, get
Listen,
over
Teresa had to build her house and steal from the government and
right.
American citizens in order to have what she have, okay? And that is on a court documents. So it's
Yeah, I
like
was like, don't
don't
be letting
trip.
these women trip. And Jen Aiden, hell, had it not been for her arranged marriage and her husband, she wouldn't have the shit she have.
Yeah, because without
So
him, nothing.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, girl, don't be letting these women. She doing what Monica did on Salt Lake City, and I don't
Yeah,
like that because
yeah.
it's like, look, if you watch the show from season one, them ladies did not have all this shit. They did not have these Bentleys and Rolls Royces. Dolores can't drive ass up driveways and stuff. They didn't have all of this before this show. They just now getting it together. You will have it together too, but you need to have some real storylines. I need to see something different from you, Danielle. I need to see hell.
But
I need to see more argument.
allegedly, they're going to scrap New Housewives of New Jersey and get a new cast. They're saying it has been announced that filming, they're not going to film at all through 2025 or something like that. So it's not good. Jim Bunny is laughing at us. She said, not messing up the church's money. It's a terrible thing to do, and it was the
It
Dolores
sure is.
son.
It sure is.
Uh,
All the tithes and offering. Yes, it sure is.
Lord. Um, this fucking show, God.
Right.
Anywho, all the women are going to be meeting together. It is clear that production is making these women do this because the rifts and the issues have gotten so bad. Now, Dolores is going to be the person to bring the women together because she's the most natural. And she is, this is where production really comes because you want the women who have the biggest issues with each other to sit directly across from each other. I want these women to look each other in the eyes and speak. Dolores, that's the problem. They keep looking at each other in the eyes and speaking at the same time over each other loudly in offensive ways. That's the problem. You're not going to fix anything. You're just not. And she knew she's not. Um, but yeah, that's what she gonna do. We're gonna keep it moving because it was
Right.
just a bunch of fillers. But while prepping for the event that's going to be coming up, Louie ends up making a comment that is now going viral on social media. People are angry with him. He makes a comment that he hopes that Marge's loved ones and her son suffers the way that he had to suffer. Louie, you started this beef. So how can you wish someone suffrage whose problems and beef that you started? You literally started the fire And now you want, like, make it make sense, Louie. I don't understand. I really don't understand. And Teresa says that she is glad, it just gets worse from stupid comments. She is glad that she kept the peace with her brother and Melissa while her parents were alive. But to me, she's stupid because your parents are looking down on you and they see that the peace is gone. If your parents, I know that they matter to her, but like if you really cared to give your parents what they wanted, then even while they are sitting in their graves, you would still find a way to make peace with your brother. But now there's nobody to
Especially because
spoil
that's
you.
your only living relative.
That's your only living
Like,
relative
yeah,
outside
that's
of your
your
kids.
only outside of your kids and his kids. That
Well,
is the
she has
only,
other relatives, they just won't talk to her.
which is even more sad than anything because I would think that that would have put you 2 together. Like, I don't know, there's something more going on with that situation. I'll tell you something more. I don't know if she stole
There's
some money. I don't know if he stole some money. I don't know what it is, but yes, something
whatever
wrong.
it is, though, if people want to be, they will be. It's that simple. Just that don't start no stuff when it, and yeah, don't start none, won't be none. Louie and Teresa like to, you know, throw stones, but they can't take what they dish out. They just can't. They're just terrible people, y'all. I'm sorry. They're just
It's
terrible people.
terrible.
They really are. And it's not going to work between the two of them. The moment the cameras are gone, I'm interested. Hi, HK. Thank you for joining.
Yes, thank
I,
you for
I
joining us.
I'm curious to see what happens with Louie and Teresa's relationship when the cameras go down. She's not going to be as she's not as well liked. She's not going to be as relevant without Housewives of New Jersey. And allegedly, he drying up her funds and causing her problems with all his legal issues and lawsuits and other issues. So it is what it is, but I don't believe in this couple at all. HK_X stated Teresa wanted her brother and sister-in-law to be her lapdog on the show. Yeah, and when they didn't do that, because she's spoiled, in my opinion, when they didn't do that, she threw a fit, and this fit then turned into so much more. I feel like Joe is spoiled. I feel like Teresa is spoiled. I feel like that's the problem with each of them.
Yep.
Because though we've seen Teresa do a lot of things that are bad and forms of betrayal on this show, with family, this has clearly been going on for many, many years. And I guarantee you, she done threw stones, Joe done throw stones. But one thing I noticed from how the parents raised them, they are both spoiled. To where when Kathy um, and Rosie were on the show, they've spoken about this. Their mom had issues with Teresa's parents. I think all of this goes through and through. They're all spoiled, and then their spouses are like drawn into it to have to deal with it. I think that's why with Joe Judice, even with the beef, him and Joe Gorga could still kind of be cool, but with Louie, there's just like nothing there. But yeah, I don't know. HK said that scene made me sad yesterday. I really do believe Joe loves his sister. He does. He does.
Which is
He
crazy
does.
because, like, you could like, yeah, you could see it in his face. Like anytime her name comes up, like he just gets so distraught because you could tell he wants to make the first move, but he doesn't want her to reject him, and he knows that's what's gonna happen.
Especially
It's
with, unfortunately, Louis
hmm
in
I
his
think
ear.
even
Yep,
after
you're
Louis, like
just right.
I think after Louis, it's going to even still be this way.
Well, because now they're at the point, in my opinion, of no return. Like, I'm not a person who believes that just because I share blood with you, that I have to accept
Hmm.
like every little thing. It is really sad. I do think the show is a problem. Outside of this show and without Joe and what she's known her whole life, like without attacking Teresa, like I feel like she might have some fears outside of the show. I don't feel like she would stand the best on her own. That's just my personal opinion without the show. Um, I don't know. These people stress me, but I do feel like Melissa, you don't have to deal with Teresa, but that's your husband's only living family member. So at least push him to a point where they can be cordial, or at least the kids can know their cousins, like even if y'all don't deal with each other at all. But it
Hmm.
is what it is
I
with them
agree.
people. They are where they are. But I really I want her to stop talking about her brother and all of that. She needs to stop, and he needs to stop too. Now, Melissa ends up reminding us that Teresa met with Marge's ex best friend, so they can't really be upset at Marge meeting with Louie's ex, an ex for an ex, which I kind of agree. I don't know. They do
I don't
show
know. I kind of go back and forth with that.
why.
I don't. The reason why I go back and forth with it in my mind is because it's y'all all do goofy ass shit like this. Like all of the housewives do this, and I don't think they're doing anything different than what the rest of them did. Like I don't think. Like that's why I said I don't feel like it's an eye for an eye. I feel like it's more so I would have went to me. I would have went to the ex over you. I just would have whooped your ass, and we would have just had to deal with the legal issues later. That's how I would have did it. If it were me, if I was Marge, like I wouldn't have been caught up with the Mets girlfriends. I would have knocked on Teresa's door, said, "Step outside." Well, actually, step on the street, so I'm not on your property. Come on to the street. Come on, and that's what I would have did. Because at this point, you messing with my kids now. It's over. So that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
So that I wouldn't
yeah.
even have did that. So the whole I like it's petty.
That's
Just
where I think HK's comment comes back to his offer to show down to where somebody got to talk about your kid to some extent and get away with it. Because
yeah.
in real life, when cameras are not filming, I don't care what color you are, where you're from, or any of that. You talk about somebody's kid like that and then make them feel like you're threatening their child by contacting them at
Hmm.
their place of employment. That's right. Meet me outside immediately.
Yeah. Come on.
like,
I'm gonna ring the
like,
doorbell and come on down to the street. Come on.
right,
'Cause
right.
I ain't got time for this. Come on, Louie. Bring your red apple. Come on.
Oh, not the red apple. I can't stand you. Kenya
Oh,
and that cookie
don't bring
list.
that up because that shit pissed me off. Oh, I was so mad at y'all. I did not see it for Kenya after that. That was the most terrible thing you could have ever did. And
Nobody. Kenya has survived some things though.
she has. She got 10 lives like the cat. Well, 9 lives. Cats have 9 lives. I forgot. But she got an extra life somewhere in there because I'm
She
telling
got
you.
an extra life. She did. Lord.
She did.
Um, But yeah, they do show receipts of the Gorgas asking when Melissa and Joe are talking. They do show receipts of the Gorgas asking Teresa for years and trying to make peace with her for years and years and years. Um, Again, the show unpacks this people, but I don't want to hear of this family anymore. I don't want to see Teresa on TV anymore. I don't want to see Melissa on TV anymore. I want them to both go their separate ways and do what they need to do. I'm over both of them. I don't choose sides. I feel like everybody's wrong. As a wife, push your husband to at least be cordial with his family or agree to like make a treaty with Teresa so that the nieces and nephews are not involved in your drama and they have their separate relationship. But like we're
Uh,
overseeing it. Y'all can only fight for
yeah.
so long. It's been 10 years, like 10 plus years since these. No.
And it looks like manipulation on her part. Like it does. It looks like manipulation. The fact that she constantly brings this in conversation whenever the group has to go around Teresa. Like I'm going
Yeah.
with Teresa. Like, how do you want me to handle this? You want me to handle this with her well? Do you want me to speak to her? Do you
Because if you just
because
go
you're
there and be quiet and shut the fuck
yes.
up, it's not going to be a problem.
Because you're
It's
manipulating
not.
his feelings. You know how sensitive he
Exactly.
is about this.
Because
So
you know
why
your
would you
husband don't play about you.
right, exactly. So that's what I say. I think it's manipulate. I think she's manipulating the situation. I really do. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, probably. To some extent, she is. That's why I say everybody's wrong. Yeah, everybody's wrong. Listen, sometimes my mother-in-law get on my last nerve, but I would never tell my husband, don't talk to her. Stop that. Like, why? You don't push someone to have issues with their blood. If you at least just sit back and be quiet. You don't have to say nothing and behave. It's not hard because you know what to expect from Teresa, Melissa. So why allow yourself to get so riled up? It's weird. Moving on, y'all. They get to this stupid Last Supper. That's what they call this dinner. Um, Dolores tries to say she views these girls like family. You do not treat everyone like family. You treat one person on this cast
One
like
person.
family,
I was going to
and
say
we
one person.
and we know who that is. Teresa comes last to the event. Everyone's getting along and things are okay. And Teresa comes and the vibe instantly changes, which to me is a sign someone should not be a part of the show. But she looked hungry coming in and she's got to stop with the plastic surgery. Teresa's never been, what's the word? I don't want to be mean. She's never had the face that you're like, yes, her mother loved her her face. And that's what I will say. And the plastic surgery is not helping. It's not helping at all. It's really not helping. Just be grateful that your daughters are all beautiful
I mean,
and leave it there. But please, you're starting to look like Louie.
it's just you know what it is? It's stress.
Mm,
And it's like literally she see a wrinkle and the first thing she do is to go get that Botox. And I'm
mm.
just like, ladies, if y'all don't hear James from nothing else, hear James when I say sometimes letting the wrinkles be on your face is a defined time because maybe it relaxes your muscles. Doing that Botox, I'm telling you, it's only gonna make it worse. Because oh gosh, it just I wouldn't have said all of that, but she looked tired, stressed, them lips, everything. It was just
The
terrible.
lips are stressful. They really stress me
They
out.
look like they hurt. It look like
They
it hurt to talk.
probably do. Hell, they probably do. Can you imagine getting poked in the lip every other week or however often they do it? That mess has to hurt.
It do.
Apologies, y'all. Apologies for getting sidetracked, but she just came in looking a mess. And she instantly came in throwing stones, acting a fool. Dolores did not check it whatsoever. Um, to tell Marge that she gonna end up wearing the food as a threat. Like, I'm telling y'all, I feel like Teresa, one of them women who needs to be like on Zeus Network, old school bad girls
No, they
club.
need an actual black lady on this cast like they have on
Somebody needs,
Beverly
she
Hills.
hasn't
Yeah.
had her ass whipped just right. And
Mhm.
she was in the federal prison, so it's not going down as much as it would in the state. So I just feel like she haven't had her ass whipped right.
I feel like
That's
if they
all.
invited
Just
if
about
they need
Martian,
a
just not letting it go.
just give a Martian. Oh Lord Jesus. No, they need like they do with Beverly Hills with Garcelle, they need a black lady on this show too. I need who lives in New Jersey that we can bring
There's
on
a
this
lot of
show.
black people. The town that Dolores and Teresa are from originally is predominantly black. So
Well, we
I'm
know
like,
that Patterson, yeah, we know Pat and
I
Camden
know
too,
they
but
got
I'm just
somebody
saying,
black who done made it in New Jersey.
right? Y'all got to Dolores. Come on now, one of your cousins or something. Because I'm telling you, y'all don't care what Dolores's ancestry said. Dolores is black. Dolores black. Damn it. I
After
know a
the new
black lady.
face, the BBL, and the tit job, yeah.
Yeah, Dolores is black. That's a black lady. I know a black lady when I see it. She just got a really good perm. So what I'm gonna say, well, I'm just saying, like, come on, y'all, Dolores, you got to one of your cousins. Somebody got to be on the show with y'all. That's
I
gonna
can't
whoop Teresa
stand
ass, and
you.
y'all could just jump her together.
Lord, I can't stand you. I'm putting you
Okay,
in
HK,
timeout mode.
goddamn.
Not overbaked. Y'all are all on timeout.
That's a good one. Okay, let's move on because we gotta hurry up.
Well
You
done.
got your
I'm
line.
so done with y'all. Danielle then explains herself to Jennifer. I can't get over it.
Oh
No,
Jesus.
for real
Okay.
though, New Jersey is a small state, but they could really revamp the show. I think adding some different people of color would be good because the state is pretty diverse for the most part. You got people that's choosing to live there to save a little bit
Bravo
of
here.
dollars.
Bravo, I'll go on the show. Set me up in the house in New Jersey. I'll go. I can't live
Listen,
like
there's so many types of people. They could get people from LGBTQ community. They could get some black people, some Asian people. They could get some Hispanic people. There's a little bit of everything in that general area. So if they do revamp the show and get rid of the cast, definitely represent New Jersey. But I cannot overbaked. That's deep.
that is
Um,
terrible.
Whew, back on track, y'all. Apologies. Danielle then explains herself to Jennifer, Aiden. The two are talking. And I don't know. They end up getting into it. I'm not gonna go over back and forth. These women have a beef, and this beef is over the charity. Personally, if I was Danielle, I'm not explaining the business of my event that was especially a charity event to a person who has been insisting on not changing their mind, not changing their opinion, telling people that I was dishonest with income. I'm not about to explain myself also to a bitch that don't work and
Right.
only have something because of a man. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with being a housewife. I did it for a few years myself,
And I
but
can't wait to do it. But what I'm
I
saying
feel like
is,
you should have the ability at the very least to be self-sufficient. And all we know from Jen is that her uterus works right and she knows how to carry a pregnancy well because all them kids is healthy. So
and
they seem smart,
and she
intelligent.
know
So
what to do with 2 fingers.
shut up, Jane.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm
That's
so
all I'm
gonna
saying.
I
That's
don't
all I'm
want to go
saying.
back into that. That was traumatizing for me. Why
Mhm.
would you tell the world you milking your husband? That's such a
That's what
stupid.
I'm saying. Like, girl, like it's
And
bad
why
enough.
like yeah,
Like
it's just
I could just picture his face and then let me shut up. Anyway,
the mess
back
that
to
you
Dan
are. But
back to
they're going back
Danielle.
and forth, Danielle and Jennifer, because Jen is still insisting on these bad things. And Jen, as always, you want my life. Jen, people might want your house. Some
Mhm.
people might want your husband. But I don't
Mama.
think people want your life. Because there is, like, without talking about her, you can tell that, like, without this show, I don't know. And you could also tell that she probably she's been open about it, which I used to like about her when she was a newer housewife, you know, being in an arranged marriage, the issues she has with her mom, all of that. Some of it can be interesting to see, but like the way that Jen is now, the misery, hiding the cheating, settling, in my opinion, like just because you have money and you have wealth, fame to some extent doesn't mean that a person wants your life. What you may find valuable, someone else may not share those same values. You know, it's just that. It's just that big face Asian. Oh no.
I'm gonna say this. To me, as I said, I watched it 2 or 3 times because I was really with Danielle, like, this was once upon a time your friend, and you calling your friend out over some shit just because you didn't have no drama going on in the season. So you
No,
wanted to make
no,
sure
no,
you
no. That wasn't see, that's what people got at Danielle about her first season. How can you think that Jennifer Aiden or Teresa were your friend? You don't
No,
know
I'm talking
this.
about Janae. I was talking about I was talking about Danielle. Imma get on Danielle in a minute. I'm talking about Janae. See, Janae didn't have no drama this season, so you wanted to pick drama with this girl, thinking she was a weakling, and she clocked your ass, and that's what ended up happening. So, and what I'm mad about Danielle, and this one we get on Danielle. Danielle, you need to get this jealous streak together because that's exactly what is coming off. There is no way that a woman in an arranged marriage is gonna talk about my husband's titties, and I'm finna get mad because I said at least I can play with my husband's titties. You can't
No,
even do
no,
it yours.
I actually here's what I will say. Because Jen did end up making a shady comment first about, or Jennifer made the comment to Danielle about the fact that she don't talk to her family while they was going back and forth. Then Jen makes another comment following that about Nate's boobs, knowing that that's the thing that got her clocked in the first place. So it's like you either liked getting hit or you did this with the intention of provoking her, hoping to get her off the show. But in the reality, it looks like production is least happy with her. But Danielle does lunge at Jen. That's all they really showed. Um, and even after being lunged at and being clocked the first time a couple episodes ago, Jen is still talking about this woman's husband. Here's the thing. I felt two ways about it, James, and you may disagree with me. I understand the passion for your husband. I
Mhm.
get that. I get that because I would lose my cool too. But at the same time, you've already smacked this woman, and now she's talking about your man again in the same way. So obviously, violence that would show me, but I'm pretty logical. Like, okay, this is not working. I wish Danielle would have like used her words and really ripped Jen a new one
That's
in
what I was
every way
saying.
that she can, kind of how Rachel ripped Teresa
Mhm.
without flinching, because words will stick, violence won't. Even if you slice her up, get the girl to leave, she'll heal. I felt like at the end of this, though I like Danielle and I'm glad she smacked up Jennifer. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I am glad. I don't feel like she's meant for reality TV. Um, because one, unless she's gonna go somewhere like Zeus and just be fighting, which I don't think she's gonna do. Like, it's a mess. Oh, HK says, what's the story with the tits? So Danielle had an event for her husband earlier in the season. He had some type of an issue that caused him to have, it sounded like male breast or something like that. And he got them removed, had issues with it. It's part of his like celebration of life party. So when Jennifer is talking about that, it's kind of offensive because it's not like, oh, he's got, man tits, man boobs, because, he's chunky or got dad bod. Like, he actually had a medical issue that impacted his life and ability to live. So it's rude for Jennifer Aiden to, say that.
No, it was that comment was rude, but at the same time, like I said, I'd have got her
Yeah.
back with my words because I know fighting her, if you already slapped a girl upside the head and she's still talking, that obviously that's not gonna work. She used to getting her ass whooped.
She's used to it.
She's used. So that's why I was saying I would have got her back with my words. At least I could play with my husband's titties. You can't play with your husband's
But you
titties.
saw,
So,
like,
yeah.
she really did forget that. You could tell she was really mad and lost it. But what I didn't like is how production is telling Danielle after that, like, no, you can't lunge up to the table, but y'all didn't have nothing to say to Teresa when she flipped that table.
I was just gonna say, y'all,
No, don't do that,
y'all can't pick and choose
You
when
can't do that.
when she go in favor just based on the cast member. Y'all can't do that because that shit pissed me off too. When she was like, I want her to leave,
Right.
and I was like, first of all, ma'am, you only been here what 5-6 seasons. If you don't sit your ass down, you the cause of this shit. I'd
Right.
be like, if you don't sit down and shut up,
And you saw
Danielle.
with Jen Aiden when she pushed Danielle, it's because Danielle made the comment, nobody likes you. That's Jen's trigger. She know her husband don't like her. She knows that, okay? But she thinks the rest of the world envies her life. I think that's what keeps her in some ways
Well,
going.
she has to say that
feeling
because
good about herself.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She has to say because it makes her feel good that people want this 10-bedroom house with 18 bathrooms and a pool house and stuff. She thinks that's what people. She's looking at all this material things and thinking that people want that shit. But it's like at the end of the day, that comes at a cost too because you're miserable. You got 11 kids that you is not watching their diets. You can't cook hamburger helper right with some mixed vegetables to make sure they're eating well balanced. You can't do none of that. So what the hell else is there? What is there to be jealous of? Bill's not that. But honestly, ain't none of them husbands that good looking for anybody to be jealous of anybody, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's the truth. I agree. I definitely agree. But I definitely, after the situation, I don't feel like Danielle's right for reality TV. Part of what made Housewives a cool franchise was like Teresa flipped the table, but she didn't actually lunge at somebody. I hate to defend her there. She didn't actually lunge at anybody or actively like assault people too much on this show. Danielle was really trying to get the girl. You can't let people get to you like that when you're on this type of a show. And you have to know that the things that you talk about with your partner will be made light of, made fun of, laughed at, all of those things. She definitely has studied reality TV to some extent, and I feel like a lot of what she does is disingenuous.
Well, then she was watching the wrong show. She was watching Bad Girls Club. That's what she was studying because no, when it comes to Real Housewife, baby, your reads, your words, your solidarity, and your tongue is
But
what's
on
going
this
to.
franchise, though, it did used to be a little more physical and stuff. So that's why I said earlier, I felt like she's trying to do things that she's seen from this specific franchise as a whole. These women on the Housewives of New Jersey, in my opinion, are probably the worst readers. Their reads don't always give, in my opinion. They're always like materialistic or like come to something that makes no sense or contradicts themselves. She probably is trying to be the younger Teresa, though. I think we can all
And
agree
see,
on
and
that.
that's where she gonna lose because even the younger Teresa was just unhinged and just annoying. And Danielle, the last thing we want to, because you could be likable, and that's the thing. Danielle could be likable if she was cut off this jealousy and high school tendencies and all of this vitriol. She would be likable. She actually would have been my favorite this season.
Yeah, she could have been.
If
She could have been.
yeah.
That's a good point. That it's unfortunate when people feel the need to not be who they are, be authentic. I get defending your husband, but you can't attack every person that talks about your husband. It's not possible. So at some point do better, grow up, and yeah. But Jen, at the same time, one day you're gonna provoke the wrong person, so they need to nip her in the bud too, because we've now watched Jennifer Aiden do this with Melissa, do this with multiple people on this show. She done offended everybody in some way. That to me is like a way that's not appropriate. But why did Dolores have to ask Jennifer's permission to have Danielle stay? Dolores, you're not neutral, because a neutral person wouldn't have given any person in that type of altercation power. And that's what she did
Dolores
or
pissed
tried
me
to
off
do.
with that too, because it was like, first of all, you see who the root and the cause is of this problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if anything, you should have told Jen to shut her ass up. This lady is coming back up in here because this is my event that I'm throwing at this very delicious looking steakhouse. Shut your ass up and be quiet. And she's gonna come back in. She's gonna sit across from you. Okay, you got it. That's what I needed Dolores to do. Not
Regulate.
yes, not
Please.
Jen. Is it okay? Like she has to come back in here, or do you want her to leave? Like, are you
Nobody
comfortable?
checked Jen's behavior. Like it was clear she was trying to provoke Danielle, which is what annoyed me. Um, ugh, it just irked me. It just irked me.
I'm telling
So
you.
next, they move on to discuss the issues with Marge and Louie's ex and all of these things. Teresa claims that she had the facts about Margaret with her lawyer. Teresa, your lawyer looked like like Tony Soprano's cousin for one, and that's not a compliment. And for two, Teresa, you didn't tell us anything new. You did not provide a receipt. You just had Tony Soprano cousin and Edie Falco's cousin-in-law in your house talking with the thick accent about a bunch of stuff that was already known. You did not provide a receipt. You did not show any evidence. Nothing was shown. We didn't see anything. So she claimed she has the facts, but she had nothing. And this is where Marge says that she spoke to Louie's ex after they contacted her ex best friend. So now Marge is admitting what other women have said in their confessionals, which is showing everybody's story line up. Because Louie and Teresa, all of them, they sat down, and this was a big thing last season with Marge's ex best friend of like over 20 years. So, right, HK said Teresa's doing all of this just to prove her man is
And
innocent.
it's not doing anything.
It's not, she's actually proving him to be guilty more.
Right.
Which is the problem, because the one thing that everybody's story, from the private investigator to Teresa to Louie's mouth, to the one thing everyone can agree on is Louie hired a private investigator against these people. For what? Like,
For no reason whatsoever.
For no good reason. That's like obnoxious. It doesn't make sense.
I could see if he was coming on the show to be a housewife, then maybe that would make sense. But at the end of the day, it was stupid for you to even do this in the first place. Because what could possibly be going on in Teresa's life that you feel getting a private investigator on all the cast, including her sibling, is the reasonable?
And he went the extra step to get information on Marge when Teresa and her have an issue, and Marge brings up the fact like, hey guys, on the show, all of these rumors are in the press about Teresa's voodoo. So I think he might have felt threatened because Marge in some ways could have exposed him for the scam artist that I personally think that he is, allegedly. But
even
Marge,
still, like if you weren't guilty of anything, then it wouldn't have mattered what she found. Right?
yeah, but Teresa's not going to think that way because she's slow. But Marge did confirm that she spoke to Louie's ex only after she found out that they contacted her best friend in 2022. Teresa says that Marge was subpoenaed, though, and this is Teresa's fault, or not fault, but this is Teresa's her point. She's like, no, that can't be true because you were subpoenaed in 2021. And Teresa continues to cut off Marge to where Jennifer Aiden is doing a better job at mediating than Dolores. Because I think Jennifer Aiden started to be like, oh shit, we about to find out some stuff, who the real narc in this group is.
Right.
Jennifer Aiden is stupid with how she goes about getting relevant, but she's not a stupid person. So she definitely caught on to the fact that some stuff was about to come out. And she
Mhm.
knows that Marge, people don't like Marge, but she always provides receipts and there's not many lies there. I'm sorry. We
Right.
haven't seen her lie too much. So essentially, she's cutting off Marge. Everyone's defending and letting, like, they want Marge to be able to, defend her point. And Tree is still hollering about facts being on her side, but won't let Marge speak, which lets me know Teresa knows some of what Marge is going to say. And her only fight that she had was that Marge is with a plumber. Teresa, this is how I know that you are stupid. I know this, I have to interrupt for some stupid stuff, y'all. But I don't know if you know, Google the income of plumbers.
I was gonna
They're
say,
they're in high demand.
not only in high demand, but like
Okay. They're paid
the
well.
longer you're in it, the more money you make, the more you could
Mhm.
do contracting.
Yep.
Like, girl, even people who clean out septic tanks make over 100,000 a year. Girl, you is crazy. If I didn't want to deal with shit, I would do it.
Right. We just had a plumbing emergency at my job, and that bill was
Hell, I might
was
be looking in the
a lot.
wrong profession of, occupants. Hell, I might need to start looking at plumbers my damn self. Marge, you might be turning me on to something. Hell, and I didn't even
Anytime
think I
you see
know.
somebody happy to be around someone else's shit,
Okay.
they're paid well.
Absolutely. And see, I just gotta make sure you wear a belt and cover the crack of your ass, and we all
That's
right.
it. That's
That's it. That's
it.
all we got to do. Yeah? Go on, Marge, with your bad self. Girl, I see you.
Listen, she's well and she's smart. She saved probably hundreds of thousands of dollars on the remodel of her house.
I'm
She had
just
the husband
saying.
do it, so he molded a plumber, but that's
Yes.
Teresa's only fault. She still can't name Teresa can't name what Louie's profession is still. I want to know what he does. You can't say entrepreneur without showing us what he's an entrepreneur in. You can't say business owner without us seeing his business. You can't say investor without showing us what he invests in. You can't say crypto, a guy who works in crypto without showing us that he has an account for it. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Also, I just want to see. But moving on, Rachel even tries to reason with Teresa and says to her like maybe Louie is not forthcoming with you, which I understood her trying to reason, but you're not going to get through to her because she already
I
don't
would.
like you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you was wasting your breath. I wouldn't have said I would have sat there because I'm telling y'all, that food at that restaurant looks amazing.
Hmm.
And the fact that none of them heifers ate that and wasted all that damn food, I am
I think
so
I've been there
glad.
thousands of times. I would have got me a to-go plate though.
I ain't been there once, and I looked at the menu right when they episode went on. I had the menu still on my phone, looking at it, trying to see if I can afford to go there. I probably can't afford a half a piece of steak, but that's okay.
I can't stand you. But Rachel checked the hell out of Teresa. The duck lipped, all of it. I was here for it
No,
because her lips do look
she said the hot dog lip or whatever she said. That
or
shit was
hot dog.
that
What
shit
did
was funny as hell.
I said, "Oh Jesus!" And the other women is laughing. It's just mayhem. So Marge is still trying to get out what she has to get out, and she says that she does have something to say. And it turns out the something that she had to say was relevant. Marge drops the bomb that Jackie had Louie's ex at her house, not at Marge's
Mhm.
house, at Jackie's house. Jackie had the ex in her house and has actually met her in person. Marge is not. This was before any video came out, before anybody knew anything about anything, even with Louie. So this is kind of a bigger deal. Jackie loses it going off on Marge. Jackie, you were Marge's friend. You know how your friends move to some extent. I know that you do. And there's no way that you didn't know all that was going on. You were close to Marge for a while. They say birds of a feather flock together. You was doing the same thing. And as Marge hollered at Jackie, you're an attorney. Of course you're capable of this. She wants everybody to think she's just an author who wrote a book and who had a write something to write in the local paper, her little column when we first met her. She's an attorney. She's not stupid. She's not stupid at all. And Teresa did come for Jackie's husband, her kids, all of that by trying to say that Evan was cheating on her, which I personally believe, but I'm not going to get back into that. I'm not going to get back into that. And it's interesting because Jackie loses it, saying Marge is a liar and all these things. And then Marge goes, I just found this out last week from Louie's ex. Listen, I know some people may be like, why is she still talking to the ex? These women accusing me of everything under the sun. And I know for a fact I did not do this.
When I
Now
tell you,
my
I be
husband, you
talking to
my
baby mamas, aunties,
right.
grannies,
And then
whoever.
your close friend Jackie randomly turns on you. I would have went back to the ex too. Go back and
Mm,
retrace your steps when you have lost something.
okay, for real. Because that receipt she dropped was gold.
It
When
was
I tell
gold.
you Marge cleared that damn table, I didn't need to hear shit else.
The
I didn't
thing of
need to
it
hear.
is, Marge didn't even have to provide the receipt that we know she probably had because Jackie's trying to deny it. And then she says, I have a screenshot that I can prove it to be true. And before she could even pull out her phone, Jackie admits, okay, I met with her.
You know what it was? It
Girl.
was it was Dolores. Because you said you see Dolores like, look, Jackie, if there's any truth to this, you better say it now because I'm telling you, it's gonna come out. You don't want that shit to come out, so
And
you
if
better
we
just tell her
find out,
now. Yeah,
yep.
because that was the threat right there. So y'all don't know what Dolores was doing. See, y'all think this is why I said if it ain't Dolores loyalty, I don't want it. Dolores
Mm-hmm.
was warning her, look, I'm finna get up to this table and whoop your ass because I know you
Yep.
lying. So you better come out and say it now. And that's what it happened. See, it was Dolores. I was looking at Dolores' face. It's like,
No, what's interesting is Jackie a couple episodes ago when she got into it with Marge when they're at the baseball game, but then I believe the next few episodes after that, you get into it with Marge over you potentially doing things that could be shady, which is really, really annoying to me with
mhm.
Jackie. You make it seem like, why would I do that? And one of the main things that they were arguing over is the fact that Melissa and Marge were like, Jackie, you were so offended at what Teresa did to you and Evan, making those false cheating accusations. Melissa was like, she actually hurt you. I was your friend. I was the one who picked you up and held you when you cried and all these things. And Jackie makes it seem like it's not that big of a deal and we've moved past it. Girl, it's not that big of a deal. But now your reason for meeting up with Louie's ex, who you claim to have nothing to do with, who you claim to have not met up with, who you said Marge was lying, is because when she looked at Teresa, she goes, well, we were in a bad place and you had come for my family and my husband. I thought you were past it. I thought that didn't bother you and you moved past it. So now you can admit to it. She proved that she's too good of a liar, which means nobody will ever trust her. She also proved that she will allow her closest ally and so called friend to take all of the heat for some shit that her friend didn't even do. Marge
Mm,
only came for them once they came for her.
right.
Jackie, what else did you do? Because I know there's
I
more.
know there's more. There's definitely more. And I'm mad
There's
the season is
more.
over because I want to know what else happened. Cause and then Teresa let this shit go too quick. And I was like, that means
That's
there's
the part
something.
that's the part that really pissed me off because Dolores goes to Teresa, "Are you okay with it?" Which again, that's something I would do in terms of loyalty. Like I'm that way. I will cuss somebody out. People think I'm crazy. I'm a true Gemini, but like I will cuss somebody out and be ready to fight all of the next moment if I
Because
see my
you got,
friend
I'm
coming
telling you,
down.
Dolores was ready to come out them earrings and wrap that dress up. She really was.
Right.
Like, I could tell. Like I'm telling you, I
When
was
you
looking
gotta
at
look at your
Dolores.
people, are you good with this? I don't gotta do
Right.
nothing. I can keep my hands to myself. I don't have to act the
Because you
fool
know
for
she
you.
already don't like Jackie, so
She
that's
knows.
nothing. That's nothing for her to get into it with her and put her finger all in her. You know that's what she wanted to do. But Teresa's like, yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I'm like, oh,
And
okay.
I feel like Teresa in some ways could have been protecting Dolores too, because you know what I'm saying. She don't want her friend to get
That's what
sued
I'm
by
thinking. That's
lawyers
what I
that
was thinking
lied
too. A
real
lot of people
good.
got that wrong on social media. Like, no, I
Mhm.
think and that's what I said. I feel like, and I've said this many times, I feel like Dolores has whooped Teresa's ass. And Teresa know what that beating is like. That's why she sit there and be like, no, I'm good, Dolores. I'm good. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it, baby. Don't worry. That's what she told her. I was like, yeah. Because you know Dolores.
Listen,
I'm telling y'all, Dolores looked like she had to fight strippers and everything, like to get the ladies
shut
off
up,
Frank.
not
She do. Like I'm
strippers.
just saying, like she looked like she had to fight all. You
No,
can
what
tell
I
she's
will
standing in this picture. You can tell I'm telling you, that's a defensive posture right there because she could just all she do is throw the hands up.
I can't stand you. What I will say is, you know, she asks if Teresa's okay with it. Teresa says yes. And Jackie asks the same thing, and Teresa says yes again. So here's where Melissa gets mad because she's like, so you could understand that you could understand Jackie, but you're mad at Melissa and Marge, who really Teresa shouldn't be that upset with. But that's a whole other thing. I think with Melissa, it's not fair. And that's why I don't think they should have been on the show together in the first place, because y'all got history outside of the show as family and having issues. So that's not relevant to me. And as for Marge, I don't think Marge, I never saw it for Marge and Teresa as friends. I just didn't. Teresa's not a person that, in my opinion, she's loyal to herself and her kids and nobody else. But Jackie realized in that moment, looking at her face, even though she was like, we'll talk later, to Teresa, I think she realized that she lost any opportunity to have anybody on this cast as a real friend. Look, Fessler been
Mhm.
walked out. She was done with it.
That shit, when I tell you I was hollering, I
Fessler's like,
said,
nope.
not the lady who helped plan the shit leaving. The Fessler said,
Fessler, don't come back.
Yeah,
Why
don't
are
come back.
you on a
This ain't for
reality
you. This
show
ain't for
if
you.
every time people argue, you're wanting to leave? Like, because she's done this before when nobody's even gotten physical. She's done this before. And Fessler, please don't bring Jennifer Fessler and her Ozempic back. Please keep her and her nasty looking husband at where they're at. Please. Please keep
Absolutely, because
them
I don't want
right
to see
where
them.
they're
I
at.
don't want to see them no more. I don't.
We never bring them back, please. But yeah, Jackie definitely realizes that if she didn't lose her friends, she'll never be able to gain them because nobody will trust her. She kind of ruined her reputation a little bit too on TV because it's not really good to be that good of a liar all the time. Now, the other ladies are wondering how Bo Deedle did not catch Jackie. He's a private investigator that affiliates with Louie and Teresa. Do we really think that he is the greatest PI ever or one that's reputable?
Absolutely not. And first of all, the fact that she was an attorney and got away with this, that's why they didn't second guess that shit with her.
Yep.
And y'all have to understand, her being an attorney, I didn't know she was an attorney. I didn't. So I was like, oh, that makes so much sense because she could lie with a straight face, pass the polygraph test, pass everything, and not even be looked at a second. I'm telling you, she's one of those innocent little privileged white ladies I see. They gonna never question her.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, she was the whole person behind the whole shit the entire time. And Marge is better than me because I'd have been let that shit out a long time ago.
Well, Marge says that she just found this information out a week ago. I do believe Marge in that because Jackie randomly turned on her. So Marge probably went and was like, I need to look into Jackie instead of being so emotional, which is good.
Mhm.
I do think that the level that all of these women went to take each other down, to offend each other, talking about husbands, bringing up children, private investigators being allowed to follow the cast, meetups before reunions to plan for what you're going to say and how you're going to come at somebody. They definitely all work together to take the reality out of reality TV, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Listen, we get that people, might be friends with a blogger or impacted by what goes on in social media, but not just New Jersey. I think all the Housewives franchises have had too much going on with cast members actively working
Mhm.
towards storylines, creating storylines, trying to edit storylines, behaving in a way that's not natural or definitive of reality, which is annoying. But I'm not surprised with Jackie. I'm not surprised at all. I've just kind of never trusted her at all. What I will say is the Danielle situation, it obviously wasn't that bad of a situation that Jen didn't feel like she could come back in the room and was still talking crap. So, you know, I don't know. Bravo's inconsistent with how they discipline violence, in my opinion, on shows, but everybody acted a damn fool. Now, next week, we're supposed to get this it's not a reunion, but they're going to go over the events that happen, but they didn't even really show shit.
I was
Why
just
does
gonna say
Bravo
that,
keep
like,
putting
yeah.
stuff in the previews that we never see on the season? Why
And
you
more
draw
than half
something
the
that you did?
time, yeah, more than half the time, it's the shit we would want to see. Like, I don't understand.
Right,
Like,
right.
I don't understand. Like, why would you not show that when that would have answered everyone's questions instead of having this little confusing ass like season where it didn't really give anything, and then you had to end the shit early. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I want to know everybody's opinion who is watching, whether it's the replay gang or you're watching now. I appreciate all of you for being here. I want to know your opinions on the situation, who you think is right, who you think was wrong. Do you have similar opinions to us? Even if they're different, don't be afraid to share your opinion. I would love to hear it. What do you guys want to happen with the show? All those good things, because allegedly this show will not be filming through 2025. Allegedly, this show could be getting a reboot, kind of like they tried with Roni, which didn't really work out the best. The reboot was kind of dry. But I'm curious to see what they do with New Jersey. I do think they should keep Rachel. I definitely feel as though Rachel Fuda could be kept. And if they could find
Nah.
somebody to stand up to Dolores, I'd say to keep her. But if everybody's going to act scary with Dolores, get rid of her.
Okay, this is my cast. We keeping Dolores for sure. Yeah, I have no problem with Dolores, no matter how much she pissed me off this episode. This is one episode versus many, so she could piss me off just one episode, her and that big ass phantom. But honestly, here's the thing. I don't like Rachel, but I don't mind her coming back next season. I don't mind it just because I need to know more about that home life. I don't want to see Melissa again. I don't want to see Teresa again, but I know that's not happening. Danielle, if Danielle comes back without these jealous tendencies and
I don't
this
think you should.
bruised
I
ego,
don't think they should allow people who are super fans to ever be a part of the show because the dynamic will never be natural. She's always going to be in awe that she's even filming with them.
but see, I feel like how many seasons she's been on the show? 2?
This is her second.
Yeah, I feel like let's give her one more chance and let's see if she turns it
Third time
around.
the charm.
Yeah, third time might be a charm where maybe she'll humble, like Sheree did. Remember when Sheree got fired and brought her ass back and was humble, but then that quickly went out the
But
window
that's
when
not the
money
best
started to come in.
example, James. That's not the best example
I'm
now.
just saying, sometimes maybe.
$400 hoodies from Shein
Well,
and
this was before that. We're talking about when she was clinging on to her last $10,000 and she had to get back on the show. So yes, that's what we're talking about. We talk about that.
not
That
clean.
came later. Yeah, I feel like Danielle. I feel like she, after a couple seasons, she'll be good. I have hope, and I don't have much hope in her because that daddy shit is pissing me off. I hope she don't bring that shit up next season.
Let go of the family storyline. Toughen up about your husband.
And get a new
Clean up
business
your
picture because
read.
this kids, that kid, bougie shit.
I don't care. It's
Yeah,
boring. It's really
that's
boring.
gonna be cute to somebody because they're gonna buy because you're on the show. But that shit is not cute.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, those 3. I'll keep Rachel, Danielle, and Dolores because I already know they're gonna bring Teresa back. I already know what's gonna happen. I know they're gonna build the show around Teresa.
If they do bring Teresa back, I actually do not want Dolores. I don't think Dolores does well on the show with Teresa because
I
Dolores
agree with
will be
that.
loyal, and I cannot fault her for being loyal to someone that she's known for over 2 decades. I can't be mad at her for that, but it does interrupt the ability to do her job.
Yeah,
So if
because
they
she
bring
won't hold her
Teresa,
accountable the way
yeah,
she needs to.
if
It's like,
Teresa
yeah, I
comes
get that.
back, Jennifer Aiden and Dolores and Melissa should not be there. If Melissa comes back, Jennifer Aiden and Teresa should not come back. I just need them to shake some stuff up because the people are tired. But that's pretty much all that I have to say. Is there anything you wanted to add, James?
No, this was fun. Sorry we went overboard, but I told you it was gonna happen. So,
Oh no, it's okay. My music review don't start till 9 o'clock, so it's
all
totally
right.
fine. But I appreciate everybody for watching. Be sure to like the video. Next week, I guess the semi-fake reunion. Since we already saw the episode, I can do a short recap with like just our opinions on some of the castmates' opinions on what they saw. It'll probably be like the quickest video ever, but I will recap that since there's no reunion. Other than that, y'all, I appreciate you. Be sure to be on the lookout. We'll be on my channel tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I'll also have my Forbidden Love review. And then on what day do we do Dubai? Wednesdays, right?
It's Wednesdays. Is there no basketball wives tonight?
It is. That's why I say tomorrow. We'll be back to recap it.
Oh, I thought you just said Love and Hip Hop. I was like, oh,
Oh, wait. Oh, my God. I forgot about Basketball Wives.
That sounds
Yes.
like we're not doing that show no more? Okay.
Oh, I forgot. I wish. The Basketball Wives LA. I'll be recapping that tomorrow, as well as Love and Hip Hop Atlanta with James. I forgot, y'all. I have a lot of shows. I'm
She
starting
do,
my
she
master's
busy.
program.
Imma be yeah, Imma be just like you next week, so it'll be alright.
That's good. Staying busy makes the day go by faster.
Yes.
I love it. Anyway, subscribe to James's channel. The link is in the description of this video. Love and light to you all, Thug Life, and thank you for watching.
Thank you guys. Bye.